Hey everybody, welcome into My Sweet Home Living. My name is Tracy Campbell. I love to DIY home decor that's all primitive or vintage in style. If you love those things, come on with me today. We have a very cute spring Easter style project I think you're going to love today. I'm adjusting that real quick. So come on in, we're repurposing some trash. Great, I do need you to pin me in the top of both of those groups. Can you do that for me?
I don't know what publisher I do.
That's okay. Well, as normal, we've got some last minute chaos going on around here. That's the way it's been going around here lately. How are you guys? Come on in here. Listen, for today's project, I do have something that you're going to want to grab, and it's only going to be available for you if you're on my Telegram channel. So you want to get over there. That link right there, if you're watching this live on Facebook, is right there. If you're watching this on the replay on YouTube later, it will be in my video description. My Telegram channel is where I send you notifications. It's just like getting a text, you guys. It's free and easy to use, and it's free for me, so it's a win-win, and you get to know what's going on at My Sweet Home Living. You know when I'm going live, and occasionally you'll get some special bonuses as well as will be today. That will be delivered on my Telegram channel today at 2:15. So as soon as we sign off today, the little bonus is going to be delivered to your Telegram channel from My Sweet Home Living. So y'all want to be sure that you're on there. Tell me hello. How are you guys? I'm so excited to be here with you today. It feels like it's been a while, and things have been busy and crazy. You know, I'm sure you guys have been busy and crazy too, but we're taking some time out this afternoon to do some crafting. And I'm feeling a little springish today. I will say that the weather here in Kentucky, I think it's done with winter. I think old man winter is gone. Now, I'll say that, and you watch, we'll probably get some snow. It never fails. That's how it happens. But I'm ready for spring. I'm ready for spring. In fact, I've looked so far out into our weather forecast, and there's not any cold weather. There's not any cold weather for like 2 weeks, and so that'll take us well up into March. Now, we have had some snow in March before. Actually, some big snows in March, but I'm ready for spring, so the snowmen are probably getting packed up this weekend. And the bunnies are coming out. Hello, Miss Carolyn. Hello, Debbie. Hi from Texas. Hey, Miss Stephanie from the Vintage Pebble. How are you? Well, you guys, we are repurposing some trash. And, I mean, you know, you should expect that by now, right? Use what you have has been my motto lately. And we all have grocery trash, interesting jars and labels, or not in labels, interesting jars or containers is what I meant to say, that we can repurpose. And I can't wait to show you what we're doing today. I'm waiting for some of y'all to hop on here, and so I can show you all the good stuff. Now, I know people will be coming in. It is super windy at my house. Yes, it is. In fact, we're at 20, 30 mile an hour winds today with storms rolling in this evening. So, yes, missing live was oh no, Miss Sherry. I'll be live again on Friday morning for the Craft Round the Clock Family Photo DIY Day, which will be a full day of crafts and DIYs that will inspire you to use. Could be vintage photos, could be current photos, any kind of photos. It doesn't necessarily have to be family photos, but anything with photos. We're going to inspire you with crafts and DIYs all day long on Friday over in the Craft on the Clock group, so you will want to be there. The link for the Craft on the Clock group, if you click, it should be a little chain link in the lower left-hand corner of your screen if you're watching this on Facebook. I always put the video the link in my YouTube video description if you're watching this on YouTube later. So, okay. Let's show. I'm going to show you what we're doing today, which in fact, I've kind of already, well, hold on. You all know orange juice comes in like plastic containers, right? Simply Orange is the brand that I'm using today. And let me show you. Okay. I don't want to spill the beans just yet, but let me show you. I've got a little printout, okay? This is the container that we are repurposing today. And of course my camera is backwards. I'll flip that around really quick. Okay, there we go. This is the container that we are using today. Watching from the dentist. Oh my goodness, Miss Mary, sending big prayers and hugs to you. Hello, Lois from Vermont. Hello, Kimberly. Thank you for sprinkling. We so appreciate that. If you send it out to your friends who love country style, vintage style, rustic, primitive, those kinds of crafts and home decor, we would love that. We would love to have them. This is the container that we are repurposing today. It is a 52-ounce Simply Orange Juice container. Now, the good thing about this is it's going to be it's going to be a super neat design that you can either print. I'm going to give you two versions of the label today that we're using. I'm going to send you a version that you can print on a full-size 8x10, 8.5 by 11 rather, sheet of paper, and that is what's going to be usable. Goodness, I've got so much stuff here on my table. That's what's going to be usable for you if you want to use that orange juice container. Now, however, if you would like to enlarge it or reduce it, you can do so. I'll send you just the image of the label itself that you can do that with as well. But you can only get those printables if you're on my Telegram channel, you guys. I want you guys over there because, listen, we are spreading far and wide. We're venturing off onto YouTube as well. We're not going anywhere. We're just expanding to meet more of you that are watching or more of you that are just discovering us. That's what we're doing. So I want to be sure that our home base is there on my Telegram channel, and it's just sort of like getting text messages is all it is, okay? So I'm going to send the freebies to you today. As soon as we're off here, they're coming straight to you, delivered on my Telegram channel. So you want to be sure that you're part of that. Hey, Miss Penny from Remake It Pretty. So let me show you. This is what we're doing. Now, this is the enlarged version. Let me show you. Is that not the cutest? Now, this is a freebie because I designed it. I'm not charging you. It is yours. If you're on my Telegram channel, it is yours. You'll get it delivered to you at 2:15 Central Time today to your Telegram app from me. This label is darling, and that's what we're going to be using today. Now, this is a very enlarged version, but the version that you'll get will print off like this, and it's already sized to fit onto that 52-ounce Simply Orange Juice bottle. You will also get the image, just the image itself, that you can print any size you want, okay? You can enlarge it, shrink it, you can print it on print multiples of it, whatever. So you'll get two versions of that design. Yes, it is. Oh, thank you, Miss Kimberly. So you'll want to be on the Telegram channel to get that. Now, this is the one that we're going to use. Okay, so let me show you. You all know we're also going to be using, let me show you, where did that little bottle go? I know it's right here on my table, like right there. We've also repurposed some Starbucks bottles before too. So I'm going to walk you through the same process on this bottle, but I'm going to show you what I've done to that orange juice container as well. So this label, you can use it on any kind of container, jar, anything you want, okay? So we've done Christmas versions of these Starbucks bottles, okay? Like a Santa's Milk and Cookies. We've done that. And we've also done a buttermilk version. This is very primitive style buttermilk version of that jar as well. Well, today's version is going to be carrot juice. But I want to show you, I've already kind of walked through this process on this orange juice container just because I wasn't quite sure if it was going to work. Because honestly, I don't use plastic containers a lot. Usually I go for like the glass containers. Telegram channel, Kimberly, Telegram Messenger. It is an app that you download to your iPad, iPhone, mobile device. Okay, right? And it's a free app. Okay, it doesn't cost you anything, but it's a way that I can send you messages. It's just like Messenger, sort of. Only it has much more easier ways that I can send out messages to large numbers of people, okay? In Messenger, I can't do that all at once, so we're kind of limited there. But Telegram is free. You click join on my channel, and it just gives you a notification on your phone, just sort of like you would if you were getting a text message, okay? And I send you a message before I go live, send you reminders, send you some bonus material type things, and you'll want to be on there if you want to know what's going on, all right? So here's that orange juice container. Doesn't quite look like that orange juice container right there anymore, does it? No, we've taken all the labels off, I've given it a base coat of white chalk paint, just an off-white chalk paint, because it's sort of like painting on glass, painting on plastic. You want to give it a good base coat. Chalk paint is your friend when it comes to that. It gives you a good coat of something for other things to stick to. So base coated it in white, which that's what we're going to do right now on this little container. Base coat of white chalk paint. So I'm going to walk through the same process on this container that I did on the orange juice container, okay? Because I can dry this one much faster than a plastic bottle. And I will tell you, if you're doing it on a plastic bottle, you want to be careful when it comes to applying your heat dryer tool, because it will kind of melt. It can warp your container. And just ask me how I know. Yeah, it happened to me. Good to see you, Miss Carol. Thank you all for hopping on. Hello, Miss Robin. I see someone else is from Michigan. The comment scrolled up. I have Telegram, but I can't seem to find you. Okay, so, you need to click that link that popped up when you opened my live. There should be a little Telegram link that popped up here. Now, if it didn't, what you can do in the lower left-hand corner, there should be a little button that looks like a chain link, or it could look like a little box, like a little cube. Click on that, and somewhere it'll say featured links, and you'll find it. It'll say My Sweet Home Living Telegram channel. Once you click on that, it'll take you to the app if you already have it downloaded. If not, it will prompt you to download it. Okay, you can do that on the replay. You don't have to do that right now. You can do that on the replay. As soon as we're off here, you want to go back and push play again. It'll walk you through it. But you'll want to be sure that you click join. Okay, that's the important part. You want to click join when you click that button. Hold on, guys. I'm grabbing my dryer. Because if you don't click join, you won't get the notifications. You'll just be able to see the channel, but you won't be able to get the notifications in the future. Okay. Awesome, Miss Liz. It's nice to put a name with your page name. Welcome. So glad you're here. My little dryer has got a little bit of a rattle to it. I don't know what it's doing. I love this little thing. It better not be acting up on me. So this is the same process that I have done on this orange juice container. I'm just walking you through the steps really quick. And I can dry this one much faster. This one, you have to wait and be very patient. You have to let it air dry, because you can't really put much heat to it, because the plastic on that orange juice container is really thin, and it doesn't like the heat, okay? It wants to stick. Thank you so much, Miss Penny, for getting us out there, sharing us out. Appreciate you so much. If you love this, that's just a token of your appreciation, and I appreciate it so much as well. Thank you so much. Your phone doesn't have enough storage to install. Uh-oh, Miss Dawn. You must have a lot of apps, girl, or a lot of photos. You can download it also on an iPad, or also it's available on like a computer, laptop, or whatever too. Okay. Okay, Miss Barb, if you have Telegram but you can't find me, you're probably not going to find me by searching Telegram. Okay, you have to click that link that pops up when I just started my live, and that will take you straight to my Telegram channel. You don't have to do any searching. Okay, that's the trick. Did it? Oh my gosh. Well, you know, I contacted Ranger yesterday and told them what was going on, and they do have a 6-month warranty on these, but I purchased mine on Amazon, this particular one, and they told me I purchased this one in October, so it's still within the 6-month window, and the customer service representative that I talked to said to contact the person that I bought it from on Amazon first, and if I don't hear anything back from them, or if they don't seem to want to accept it back as a return, that I could recontact them and send them more information, and Ranger would do that for me. So I think that's pretty cool. Check for glue strings if my heat tool starts acting up. Well, I don't think I have any glue strings, but I don't know. The mine kind of wants to short out on me sometimes too, and I have to be kind of careful. Okay, so there's a quick coat of white, and then we're going to go over this with orange. And I'm just really quick going over it. I don't care if it's streaky, that's fine with me. I just want a light coat of some orange. Now this is the color Terracotta, and that's the brand. I believe that's from Hobby Lobby. Okay. All right. Quick coat. Now we've got, this is not the only project that we're making today. I have another project that we're doing, and I want to show you that too. So we're going to speed along here because we're going to wrap this all together with some cute pieces, and this is going to be a really cute little wooden bowl arrangement with the carrot juice bottle and a couple other items. I can't wait to show you. Can't wait to show you. All right, we're going to let this dry. And while this is drying, now see, that orange will stick much better to that bottle because I didn't have an orange chalk paint. If you have an orange chalk paint, you could definitely skip the white step. I didn't have an orange chalk paint, so I had to kind of go with what I had. You want to always start with a base layer of chalk paint anytime you're painting glass, okay? You want to definitely do that. And since this is the color that I like, it's not chalk paint, so I had to have a chalk paint base first. Okay. What we're doing next, let me show you. We've used Model Magic for lots of things before. We've used them, we've used Model Magic. What did we create with these? Gosh, my brain has gone blank. Oh, we did the, you might see it right there over my shoulder right there. The little faux enamelware crock, okay? What else did we do? Oh, we did the little faux hand pies. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? No, I'm just looking. They're right here over my shoulder. You can't see those. But I really do like using this Model Magic. In the past, I have used air dry foam clay. And I like it, but I like this Model Magic much better because I feel like it holds its shape better as things dry. So that's what we're using today. Now, I get it in a big size container at my Walmart. Some Walmarts don't have the large size container, so you might want to, if you're going to use it a lot, you might want to look online at Walmart or maybe even on Amazon. This has 4 8-ounce packages, and it's in a big container, and it's just white. Okay. I just pulled out a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to use this whole bunch here, but I'm just kind of working it, and I'm just getting it in a shape. Any idea what we're going to make? Any idea? The rooster crock goes, oh, thank you, Miss Pat. Yes, it does. It holds its shape so much better. You are right. Now, we are going to use this to make some realistic garden fresh carrots, you guys. Carrot juice, carrots. I mean, we're getting ready for the Easter, right, season. So, here we go. I'm taking this, I've got a little foam, or a little, sort of looks like a little roll of, a little mini loaf of bread, sort of. I'm just taking it, and I'm going to start spinning. That's what I'm doing. And you're going to get some swirling action, okay? Now, I'm fine with that. You just work it, keep spinning. If it gets too long and skinny, just bunch it back up, squeeze it back together, and you'll get these cool little shapes, okay? Now, at the end, I just kind of like to make them really pointy. Gets to a little point. Now, if I want to show you, here, let me finish forming this, and I'll show you what I like to do next. Making sure my dryer's not getting too hot on me over there. I mean, carrots, they come in all different shapes and sizes, which makes the cool thing, and they're just like snowflakes. You can do all kinds of, sizes and shapes with them. But that's pretty cool right there, right? Doesn't that look like a shape of a carrot? Now, if you don't like all of those swirls, what you can do, you can just kind of take your fingers and sort of just do that. I don't know which one to call that. Squishing, grabbing, I don't know. Softening it, and then just kind of bunching it back up to sort of regain the shape without the wrinkles, okay? Now, you do want some wrinkles. You do. I mean, carrots have wrinkles and creases and bad spots and crooks and curves and all kinds of things. All right, there's my carrot. Now, I could make it a little bit longer if I wanted to. If you want to make it longer, just pinch and pull. Pull and twist. That's more like it, really. Pull and twist, okay? Kind of wrinkle it around. And then what I like to do, let me grab this. This is kind of in my way. I like to take a skewer stick, okay? And this will help you when it comes to painting them and letting them dry. Take a skewer stick and go in whatever is the top of your carrot. Go in the top and just kind of feed that skewer down through the center of the carrot about 3/4 of the way. Okay, like so. Now I kind of lost a little bit of my shape, so I'm just going to take it, I'm going to squish it up, and that'll give me sort of a unique shape just right back. Okay, I like chubby carrots. You can do the long skinny carrots, you're right. Hello, yes, thank you so much for sharing us out. Appreciate you so much for doing that. And somebody sent us stars. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, and then all I'm going to do, I'm going to take a foam square and I'm going to stick my skewer. You might want to shorten it a little bit so that it's not so top heavy, but you can break off that skewer a little bit, and you're going to take that and stick it down in a foam square, okay, to let it air dry. Okay, you want this to do its drying probably for at least a day before you skip to the next step. Okay, so once you've done that and let it dry, here's what it's going to look like. It's still going to have a little bit of give to it. It's not going to be completely dry, but you could go ahead to the next step. So what I have is a little cup of this same terracotta orange acrylic paint, and I have sprinkled in a little bit of instant coffee granules in it, just a little bit, and I like to kind of powder them up. I take those granules and rub them between my fingers and just kind of powder it up and mix it in with my paint. For one, it gives me a little bit of more of an earthy color. The color of my shirt is going to match the color of the bottle. Now the bottle is appearing a little bit brighter, but that's what I'm going to do on this carrot. Okay, real light coat. And what is really cool about it, those creases on the carrots are going to hold on to a little bit of that darkness from that coffee. And I know it's kind of weird how it works that way, but we'll even be using some coffee grunge here in a minute. And that coffee grunge, if you're not familiar with what coffee grunge is, it's a mixture of coffee, cinnamon, and vanilla and water. And it's sort of like a stain, but it gives it a wonderful smell and a really nice, primitive, grungy look, okay? But we'll go over that, and you'll see that coffee grunge, the cinnamon and the stain from the coffee itself, will settle down into those little grooves that we created by swirling that model magic as we were creating the shape, okay? Now, I've done a set of these already with one coat, and I think as long as you kind of pay attention and make sure you get all of your areas covered, one coat will probably be just fine. Okay, now I did mine in a hurry, and I think mine, I think I may have a couple of spots that were bare, little white spots, but that's no problem. We can touch those up in 2 seconds. But give this a quick dry. You don't want to heat it up too much, so keep your heat moving. Okay, we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to go over it with a light coating of some coffee grunge, and I'll show you how it kind of settles down in those grooves. Okay, got to keep a close eye on my time. We're doing good. Thank you. I'm so glad you like it. And I think these look so real. I mean, you couldn't get more realistic looking carrots if you tried without it being the real thing. And it's model magic. It's the Crayola's model magic. I love that stuff, you guys. Okay, I see a little bit of a glare right here, so I want to make sure that it's pretty dry. And I did the coat of paint pretty light. Okay. We'll let that finish air drying. I have several others right over here. See how we've got these? And I have not coffee grunged these yet. These are the ones I painted earlier today, so that we would have some to work with, because kind of, you know, it's a process. So this one's going to dry, so I'm going to stick this one down in my foam. And see how that holds them there for you? You don't have to worry about them touching anything. And I will say that when you make your carrots, okay, and it's in the drying phase, You do not want them to touch each other. Okay, thank you, Miss Cynthia. I'm so excited that you love this. It just warms my heart when I know that you guys enjoy things like this, because I enjoy it just as much. It is. They look so real. So I'm going to stick that one in there. That one is drying. You do not want them to touch each other when the Model Magic is still wet, because if they do, they could possibly be stuck together for good. Okay. Sometimes you can pull them apart if you catch them pretty quick, after they first touch each other. But if they've set for a little bit, touching each other, when you pull them apart, it will kind of tear the surface a little bit and you'll have a little boo-boo. And sometimes you can take your finger and wet it just a little bit and smooth it down, and it'll soften that little boo-boo that you may have. Oh, yes, a whole kit and caboodle of carrots. You are right. So let's take, I'm trying to look to see here. Let's see. Let's work on this one. I don't know. I kind of like this one. See how I did a little curly Q on the end on this one? I mean, that looks real. Have y'all not seen carrots that look like that? I have. Totally have. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to slide these over just for a second. And we're going to get the coffee grunge out. Now, coffee grunge, I just mix up a bottle of it. It's a mixture of instant coffee granules, hot water, cinnamon, and vanilla. The recipe is pinned at the top of my Telegram channel if you want to find it there, and it's also pinned at the top of my Sweet Home Living's Facebook page. Okay, all right, so I'm mixing that up because that cinnamon gets a little goopy, which is okay. It's okay because that actually helps it stick to the surface that you're applying it to, but I just want it mixed up pretty good. I do store this in my refrigerator when I'm not using it, and then I pull it out and heat it up in the microwave to get it warm again before I'm ready to use it. And it's not necessary, but it does help the cinnamon kind of redistribute back into the mixture. And I'm squeezing out quite a bit of the extra off of my little sponge brush here that I'm going to use, okay? Here's the carrot that we're using. It already has some good shading just by putting in that instant coffee into the paint that we used. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some of this coffee grunge on top and just kind of dab it on the carrot, okay? Now, it will look dark, and depending on the brands of ingredients that you use, go cheap. I will tell you to go cheap. Don't get expensive ingredients to make this coffee grunge. But depending on what brand, some brands of vanilla are darker, some brands of instant coffee are darker. So if you do a little test of this and it's darker than what you want, use a paper towel and blot it off and add some more water to your mixture, and that will kind of help dilute the color a little bit to make it a little bit lighter. All right, so I'm just dabbing this, and I kind of like it. I'm not going to do much to it. I am going to let it air dry, but it's going to give me some shading. Now my lighting is totally glaring off this. It's not shiny that much. It is shiny big right now because it is wet, but you will see that the cinnamon is going to start settling in those creases of that carrot. That looks like this carrot has been pulled straight up out of the garden. Right? That's why I love it. So realistic. And anything that looks new, you guys, I'm always making things look old around here. So that's what we're going to do to the rest of these real quick. Let me turn this off and get this coffee grunge on the rest of these carrots, and then we'll speed right along and finish our little containers. Then we'll whip it together into a little wooden dough bowl. It's going to be so cute. Now we will add some greenery to the top of these carrots too. I've got my greenery right over here on the side that we will put on these carrots. Okay. Now, not only is this coffee grunge is going to give these carrots such a cool effect, it's also going to give them an amazing smell. The coffee, cinnamon, and vanilla. If you have not made a batch of this, I encourage just try it. It's so inexpensive to do. You can use it on fabric, you can use it on wood, you can use it all over paint, you can even mix it in with some of your craft paint. And for heaven's sakes, we're using it on Model Magic right now to make some faux carrots. I've used it on so many things I've lost count on what and forgotten everything that we've used it on. I love it. Get that one poked right back in there. All right, I think I'm just going to do this one while it's still in there. And then we'll let those dry while we finish our little jar. Okay. Then by the time our jar is finished, these will be ready to put the greenery on and stick them in the container. Look at that. Now this one right here, I'm not putting the grunge on yet because the paint is still wet, but you can tell the difference, okay? Can you tell the difference of the one? Now don't look at the shine because the shine is because they're wet, but you can see the difference that coffee has settled into those grooves on those carrots. This is the one we have not done yet, okay? And this one is the one we just formed. So you can see those. Look like they're fresh out of the garden, I'm telling you. They're going to be so cute. Okay. So the next step to this one, we're going to put a layer of Mod Podge on because we're going to do a little bit of a crackle over the top of this one. I want a crackle and I want that orange to shine through, okay? So, real quick coat. And I'm not even going to do the back side right now because I want to make sure that you guys get to see this before we're finished today. So Mod Podge and then white chalk paint over. Now this is an off-white chalk paint, and so I'm okay with that. But if it's not off-white, if you just have a bright white chalk paint, add a little bit of that instant coffee into it, and it will give you a little bit of a earthier color to it. A little bit warmer white is what I should say. Okay, now this is going to give us the crackle that we want. It already is starting to crackle, so let's give it a little bit of heat. Get it dry. You're going to start to see that's already starting to crackle a little bit, which is kind of what I want. I want this bottle to look messy. I want it to look messy. I want it to look like a fresh or a jar of fresh carrot juice. Garden fresh carrot juice. I think that's what we have on the label. Let me pull the label up here in a second. And if you are just hopping on, this label will be available for you. Yes, it says Garden Fresh Carrot Juice. This is a bonus label that you can get. It's one I've created, so it is free for you to use. The only thing is you have to be part of my Telegram channel to get it, okay? So you'll want to make sure that you're part of my Telegram channel. If you need the link to my Telegram channel, if the little pop-up is not working for you below, then just let me know and I'll be happy to share the Telegram channel for My Sweet Home Living with you after we're finished today in the comments. All right. I do want to make sure this is pretty well dry. Now, this label, you will have two versions of the label. One of them will be sized to fit this size of a Simply Orange Juice container. Okay, it even has directions there and everything. And then you will also get another version of the printable that you can print to any size that you want. So if you want to use a Starbucks bottle, if you have a different size bottle that you want to repurpose, then you can print the other one at any size you want. Okay, so that's the cool thing about that. All right, so let me kind of show you what's happening with our crackle there. We're getting that orange color shining through. Is that not cool? That is, loving it, loving it. I want that orange to shine through. Now, that chalk paint, I did put it on really thick. And of course, I put the Mod Podge on even thicker because I want it to separate and give me larger crackles. So the key is to using more. If you use school glue, you could definitely use school glue, but the more you put on, the bigger your crackles will be. Okay, I think it's good enough. We can work with it, okay? But you would probably want to get yours completely dry. All right. Hopefully I'm not getting paint on my sleeve. Now, here's the ones that I have printed to fit my size little Starbucks bottle. Scissors, scissors, where are you? Here we go. All right, so this is the label that I need. I've printed a small one and a little bit larger one. And that's the great thing about that label is you can print it to any size you need. There'll be two versions. All right, so this little label, I want it to have sort of that, see the inside, the white part of this label, the background? I want this label to have that shape. I don't want it to be a straight edged rectangle, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut probably about 1/8 of an inch around the outside of that inner white background. And let me show you. Let me get this cut out and I will show you exactly what I mean. That's just going to give your label a little bit more character because it's going to have a unique shape and outside of the ordinary just rectangular shape. Okay. And that way when you do that, you'll have a little green border, okay? See how we've cut that out? That little green border that goes around the outside, and that's just going to give you a little bit more interest as well when you go to putting it on the jar. Now, do the same thing for the milk container, or not milk, the orange juice container. Now this orange juice one, this label is a little bit larger. But if you've ever looked at the labels that are on those Simply orange juice containers, they have a shape that is just like this. And so that's kind of what gave me the idea to shape it to fit. So that it would kind of fit right onto that container perfectly. Okay, so here's the one that we're going to put on here. All right, we're going to put it on this side like that. Now, this does need to be grunged up a little bit, I think. Usually I would grunge it before I put it on my container, but I don't think I'm going to do that this time. I did do a little test sample earlier, and my coffee grunge is a little bit darker than what it normally is, and I think it's because I have a little bit different brand of vanilla this time, and it makes it a little bit darker. So I don't want this label super dark. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put Mod Podge down on my jar. I'm going to put my label down. I would repeat this same process on the orange juice container, okay? Just the same process applies no matter what, you know, container, jar, whatever you're doing it on. All right. Now what I am going to do, I want to make sure that my edges get pressed down really good because this jar is curved and my label is going to need to fit those curves, okay? So I like taking my fingers and really pressing it down and getting a little bit of Mod Podge on my fingers and smoothing those edges down really good so that it gets good contact with the jar, all right? And then go over the top with a little bit of Mod Podge. Now here's what I'm gonna do. Of course, I have Mod Podge all over my fingers. Now, I'm going to take my other fingers and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this Mod Podge, or instant coffee granules that I've powdered up by just kind of rubbing them in between my fingers. Sprinkling that on top of the label, and then I'm going to go back over it with a little bit of that Mod Podge, and that Mod Podge is going to activate that instant coffee, okay? And then it will give me the grunging effect that I need without actually using my coffee grunge mix. Meaning it won't be quite as dark, okay? And then I'm going to take that same mixture and going to go over my white paint. And that's going to grunge it up a little bit without it being overly dark. Just gives it a little bit of a tint, a little bit of a vintage tint to it. And I like that. It gives it a warmer white. All right, now it is a little cloudy right now, but that's because it's got the Mod Podge on it. So if you see this bottle, see how you get that grungy look of just the ever so slight hazing of the vintage shades of color? That's what it's doing. So we want to dry that label. Now, what I like to do with the lids, you guys, the lids, I do the same thing. I give this a coat of chalk paint, and then I cover it in Mod Podge, and I sprinkle the instant coffee and let it dry, okay? I've done that with this orange juice container lid, okay? It looks all rusty and grungy, right? Coated it with some chalk paint, covered it with a heavy layer of Mod Podge, and sprinkled the instant coffee. Now you can still see some of my Mod Podge is not all the way dry yet, okay, because it's still showing a little bit of white in there. But that's going to look like a grungy, rusty lid for the orange juice container version of this that I'm going to do, okay? So I want this label, I want this Mod Podge to dry. Hopefully we can get it dry real quick. But while this is drying, I'm going to show you. We're not going to get, probably not going to get to put this together real quick. But this is the dough bowl that I'm going to use. And inside that dough bowl, we're going to put the carrots. We're going to have to put the greenery in, the carrots. Let's see. How can we get this to... No, I don't want to do that. Take a chance on spilling my... I need 3 hands. 4 hands would even be better. Let's let that dry. I need that to dry just a tiny bit. Let's get the greenery. This is the greenery that I like to use. It's from Hobby Lobby. It actually comes in the form of a garland, but I like it because it has a little bit of a more rustic tint to it. So that's what we're using. That's what we're using. And it's actually on sale this week. So if you need to get some, go stock up. I usually like to grab one every now and then. I use these all around my house in different areas. So alright, so I'm just going to cut a bit of this off, and we'll put 1 carrot together so you can at least see how we're going to do it. We'll take that, I don't know if we'll be able to take the skewer out. No, the skewer's not going to come out. So we will trim that skewer off. We'll just cut it. It's still not quite all the way dry. Okay. And then I should, this Model Magic still should be pliable enough that I can just stick that right down in there. I can add a little bit of hot glue to it if I need to. But there we go. There's our carrots. Is that not cool? And you can put a little bit of Spanish moss or Excelsior or whatever at the top of the base up here, at the base of the greenery. And that'll kind of hide where you've put that in. I may need to kind of make that a smaller. Yeah, make that a little bit smaller. Let's cut this one off. Because I like the fluff of the greenery to kind of go right down to the top of that carrot. Like so. Isn't that cool? I love those. So we're going to fill this wooden bowl up with some Excelsior, okay? And then I'm going to stack my carrots in, and then I'm going to finish off this little jar and put it straight in with these carrots. You guys, I will send a finished photo over to my Telegram channel. Make sure you're over there, and those labels are fixing to be popping in your Telegram channel delivery in about 2 minutes. You guys, okay? I'll post a photo on my stories as well here on Facebook, so you will stay tuned. Our next presenter in Craft on the Clock will be live in like 1 minute. In 1 minute. So I don't want you guys to miss her. It's Inspirations by Lisa Ann, and I know you'll enjoy what she has bringing to you today. So I'll stay tuned for her, and I'll see you again on Friday morning. I can't remember the time, but sometimes Friday morning. Stay tuned. I'll post a reminder. Bye, guys.